Welcome to Mud and Mend. You've probably seen the thumbnail with wires on fire. It is not clickbait. I had a very serious car fire from welding. The fire, I will bring the camera closer, but the fire was here. All the plastics was in, all the seats was in, everything was in. I'll show you the bracket I was welding on the outside. I started doing the welding, did that side, no problems at all. Did this side, welded it all. Thought, yep, that's fine. Opened the door to check the sill, because I need to do a bit of welding on the sill still. Smoke poured out. So I've jumped up, looked, and I could just see glowing red in this location. And I put my head down like that, dropped the seat forward, put my head down, I could see flames. I don't want to swear on the channel, but yeah, something come out the back end of me. I panicked. I don't know if you can see all the blacking up here. This is melted. There's blacking up here. Everywhere you can see the black coming off it. All of this. Literally, the flames was going up here inside the car. Obviously, at this moment now, this wiring is actually repaired, but I'm going to show you what I've done to repair it. I was going to do a video of repairing it. It was just too fiddly. It was too tight to video. So I've got a few bits here, and I'm going to explain and show you what I did in case you have to do a repair like this yourself. I'm going to explain a few issues as well that I potentially could have had, but a bit of Google research and a bit of help off the Land Rover pages, the Muddy Freelander, the Freelander 2, I think it's FL02org or something like that. On all the Freelander pages, people have been giving advice. Yeah, there's a few idiots on there as well, but that's the way Facebook works, isn't it? So yeah, I'll get the camera closer and I'll show you this wiring loom, and I'll show you what I've done to fix it. So as you can see, this is the loom. This is the repaired wires. You can see the original is brown with a white tracer and brown with a blue tracer. I've repaired it up there, like that. The way I've repaired this in the end, the way I started to repair it, I was just cutting them out, putting straight runs of wire in. After a lot of research, and if I get closer you might see, these wires are twisted. I didn't know at the time that's to do with electrical interference, because it's CAN bus wires. Some of these are speaker wires. There's all different things here, but all the ones with a bit of red tape on or black heat shrink, like down here, is what I've repaired. I think I've repaired around 10 to 15 wires. The fire was because of this seam sealer here. Oh, ignore the poor paint job. I had to do a bit of welding up the top here, and I've covered this in the red primer, which is anti-rust primer, and it did run a little bit. It was late last night, unfortunately. Anyway, the fire started down here on this seam sealer. I was welding this bracket in. This bracket is for the ABS, so I can clip it back in tidy because the brackets are corroded. That one is actually still attached, but I don't want to pull too hard. You can see the play in it. That's about to snap, so I'll be replacing that one soon. So yeah, I was welding here, thought nothing of it, opened this door and smoke just poured out. And obviously I've come up. The seats was all in, all the plastics was in, everything was in, and there was just flames. And yeah, I crapped myself. You can see it even started burning up here. That's a bit melted. I was extremely, extremely lucky. So we've got the tools here that I used, and I'll explain why I've crimped it and not soldered it. So that's the tools I've been using. I'm going to show you how I did it. You might not be able to really see me, but this is about what I did. So I started cutting out the twisted wires, which is that there. They call it twisted pairs. I started chopping it out and I started replacing it with single core cable. After some research, because I thought, why are they twisted? I never had a clue. Did some research and it turns out these are potentially CAN bus wires. CAN bus wires run a lower voltage to all the lights, to all different components in the car. If they're not twisted, they can pick up interference from the wires next to them. How? I do not know. I don't know anything about it still. So what I've had to do is buy some wire, twisted pairs wire, and I've replaced it with twisted pairs. I've had to match the length and the gauge. The length might be off an inch or two here and there. I got it as close as I could. You have to match the gauge. This one is 0.50. The other wire was 0.35. So you need to match the gauge because it can cause ohms problems, resistance problems. Now, I've had lots of people tell me it's a load of rubbish, it's a load of crap. You can replace it with whatever you want to replace it with. Thicker, smaller, non-twisted, twisted, whatever. Everyone's been screaming at me about, oh, you can't crimp, you've got to solder. Through Googling it, Land Rover recommend to use crimps. Also, in motorsport applications, they use crimps. Solder can crack. Obviously, car wire is multi-strand wire. Don't know if you know that. House wire is single core copper. The reason you've got multi-strand in a car is the vibrations in the car can damage the wire. If you had housing wire in the car, the copper can get brittle and crack. It could take 10, 20 years. I don't know how long it'll take for that to happen, but it can happen. So the most reliable way is having multi-strand copper. For refixing wires like these in a car, they recommend to use crimps. And I've used these, them little barrel crimps. They're actually quite difficult to find in shops. I've had to buy it all on Amazon. So I brought a crimping kit. You get these ratchet crimps. Very good little crimps, to be fair. What you do, get this crimp. On the small one, 24 to 18, I put it in place. Trying to show you without damaging the crimp. And I ratchet it up twice. It holds the crimp in place, as you can see. We get the wire. And this is exactly how I did the crimp connection. Strip a tiny little bit off, a few millimeters. You can see it next to my finger there. And that goes into the crimp. Halfway through till you see the copper this side. Crimp it. You can see it's very simple and it's a very tidy job. So that's how it's crimped on. And what we'll do for demonstration, we'll crimp the other side. So just a little bit like that. You can see there. Put this crimp back into the tool. I find it easier to get it in the tool, ratchet it up twice, and it holds it in place. Get the other wire in. You are better to twist the wire at the end, makes it easier to go in. And there's the crimp connection. And pull test, you can see that. It's not going anywhere. Nice and strong and crimped. And then the next thing I used, this is heat shrink, but it's adhesive heat shrink. It's glue lined. So when this is heated up, the glue melts. So you have like a double seal, if you want to call it that. Stops any moisture getting in, any water getting in. So pull the crimp over, pull the heat shrink over the crimp. I've got this. You really want a heat gun, but apply heat to it. To be fair, this heat shrink's a tiny little bit too big, but I've actually run out of the smaller stuff, so I'm having to show you with this bigger stuff. The lighter won't go off. We had another car fire. So that's it, right there. You may see at the ends, the glue has splurged out the ends. You're probably not going to see because it's so small, but there's glue in there. So that's it. That's how I've crimped, connected and fixed the CAN bus wiring in the car. Obviously, I wanted to do a video showing you the actual repair. It just wouldn't have worked. The car was a mess with tools. There was rubbish everywhere, crap everywhere. And I'm working here, and you can see, hopefully you can see down here, this wiring loom goes down underneath, and it goes out the car down there. So I'm having to use the crimp tools right down inside here like this, because the wires was only that long. It was quite fiddly, and I did struggle. So yeah, that's it. I'm hoping this shot's not wonky. It could be wonky because I'm on a slant. That's how I repaired the CAN bus wiring. And well, I'm saying CAN bus wiring. There's all different wires in there. There's speaker wires, interior lights, parking sensors, literally everything. There's a subwoofer. There's a fuse box at the back here full of relays. It literally powers everything. It even goes up to here. I'm guessing this is an impact sensor, this one. So yeah, that is a secure way to repair car wiring, according to Google, not according to me. I've done it, everything's working, and we'll see how long it lasts. The next job for this wiring now, I've been waiting to do this video. I'm going to be rewrapping it in the fabric tape, like the original loom, because I don't want to hide what I've done. I'm not hiding it, it's all over YouTube, but I want it to be as factory original as possible. So it's all secure, it's all sorted, and it should stay fixed for good. I don't want to be coming back in here in 3 years' time having to repair wires. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it all now in the fabric tape. I'll show you what it looks like, and then yeah, that'll be the end of the video. Short video, The thumbnail made it look clickbait. It really is not clickbait. There was a big fire in my car. So as you can see, that's the loom done. I've put my fabric tape on from there all the way up. It looks original, and I've re-cable tied it back to the fuse box where it was before. So yeah, that's the job complete.